Right, everyone, welcome to Chatter with Statter. It is that 5 p.m. West Coast time, and I believe that is the usual, let's see, what day is it today? Wednesday and Sunday time to start the stream. I'm hoping that everyone um, can roll on in when they are able. I'm not quite sure what I have done with my chat bar, so I can't even see what's going on right now. We're going to have to maybe fix that. But in the meantime, before we go fiddling around with buttons, let's get the party started. Oh my, I don't know if that worked out very well. That looked like it went way too fast. I'm going to have to check the rerun on that. Oh no. Huh, gosh, this really sucks. I can't see my chat, which is very unfortunate. So that means I have literally no idea if and when anybody is here today. Oh, it looks like Rick is in the house. Fantastic. Okay, and we've got Michael Anthony Smith, Kenny from the Cove. Fantastic. I'm not really sure what is going on with my situation here. I've got some tech menehunes, I think, going on. And I'm not quite sure how to fix it, but that's okay because that's par for course here at Chatter with Statter. And we're going to roll with the punches. Michael Anthony Smith, eMusic, Kenny from the Cove, Rick, I've got a question for you. Hey, Medium 7 Up, I've got a question for you too. Okay, so I'm wondering. Once again, I am streaming from the 720 source, and I'm wondering if we have still lucked out and Twitch has still given us the gear box or the gear icon so people can downgrade their output or their input, their feed. And I mean, I'm really beginning to think that as long as I hit the 720 and don't go any higher, Twitch allows um for the adjustments, but if I go to 1080, it doesn't. That sort of seems to be what I've come to the conclusion of. And let's see here. Okay, cool. Terry in Scotland, Darlene, I'm asking you too. Pocola T just stepped into Costco, so you're gonna be K. So I'm not asking you. You got other stuff to do. But Michael Anthony Smith says that it's there for him. So, okay, all right, interesting. So, I was going to on Monday do a little technical black hat session, as it were. However, Terry in Scotland totally screwed up my plans. It's right. I'm blaming Terry in Scotland because I flaked out because Terry in Scotland played the coolest flippin' movie, you guys, and I kind of got sucked into it. Not only did I get sucked into it, I'm going to watch it again. It's on Netflix. I believe it's on Prime. And I have to tell you that The Paper Tigers is a movie I really think everyone will enjoy. It is it's a bit of a comedy. If you like kung fu movies, it's right up your alley. The only thing missing from the traditional kung fu type movie is the lack of weird lip syncing, because this does all happen in English, so there's no subtitles or anything like that or overdubs. Yeah, and so the movie is super. It's funny. It's adventure packed. It happens to be filmed in Seattle, and I really enjoyed the. I'm just sort of a geek girl when it comes to movies that are filmed in Seattle. You like to see, or wherever, if a movie's filmed where you're from, isn't it fun to watch it and just be like, oh, I know where that is. Oh, I know where that is. Right. So, yeah. So Terry is totally to blame. It has nothing to do with me getting distracted by a completely awesome movie. Oh, and then I'm going to blame Option too, because Option showed me how to, or he showed me a free open source free graphics imaging manipulation program called GIMP, and I've been playing with that. So I've been doing my own little private technical learning stuff, and I'm I'm not a graphic designer. That much I can tell you. But I also can tell you that that we got a new emote okayed, and I hope that you all use the Nelson haha if you can, because Twitch decided that Nelson haha is a-okay, and so alrighty then, let's use it. So what I'm gonna do here now, I want to, well, okay, first off, I'm going to say thank you so much, Rick, for gifting a sub to Darlene. Super stoked about that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the trailer for Paper Tigers so you guys can know why I got so distracted and what the heck I'm talking about. Now, I can tell you this right now. I will not be showing this movie anytime soon on Statterbox at the cinema for a couple reasons. But the main reason is it is a brand new movie. It just came out. I am not about to steal viewers from a brand new movie, even though technically I guess Terry did, and Terry has, and because Terry did, now all of a sudden, like, lots of people are going to be watching it again and again, and that's cool. But I don't want Statterbox at the cinema to be doing some brand new movies like that. So Terry, I'm super stoked that you took this leap and was just like, screw it, I'm gonna do it, because I'll tell you, man, I have not been so excited for a brand new movie in, I can't even remember how long. So regardless of how I feel about this movie, I want you guys to watch the trailer so you can decide whether or not you think this movie is right up your alley. I can tell you that it's for sure on Netflix, and in the United States, it's for sure on Netflix. And I think they said it was on Amazon Prime as well. And I think it might actually be in some select movie theaters. That part, I'm not sure. However, what we're going to do right now, hold on. I gotta do all sorts of things. Hold on. What we're gonna do right now is we are going to, oh my, I need more than one, more than one monitor here. Okay. We are going to watch the trailer for a couple minutes.
1, 2, 3.
No more challenges. Kung Fu without honor. It's just fighting.
3 tigers, baby.
Got him!
Yeah. Look, that's right. How that taste, old man?
Dad.
Yeah, buddy.
Do you know any Kung Fu?
I'm retired.
Who's the old guy?
That was our teacher. Called him Sifu.
You didn't hear? Sifu's dead. Something's not right.
There was no heart attack.
Do you think the poison fingers is real?
Yep, Gao Sao. Let you do Qing Shao.
Okay, just say it in English.
Just say it
do
in English, man.
When the hands cross, all will be revealed.
Did he hit me?
No, it's just a glance. Just a glance, man.
Fine,
You got this.
It's fine.
Okay, look, Sifu could have set anyone off.
Time catches up to some people. Like you, the great 3 tigers.
We all swore together that we would defend the weak. Out there is a very, very bad man.
Where can we find this guy?
Okay, go.
Go. I know. Hold on.
What are you doing a 3-point turn? Just you it.
3 tigers back again.
Does everything have to be a fight with you?
We might be a disgrace. Sifu had only 3 disciples. I swear to be loyal to my brothers. To the very day I die.
If you guys looking for a, 4th tiger, I take karate. Let me know.
Hey guys, Lisa here. Did you know that Chen Zhen, a character originated by Bruce Lee in 1972's Fist of Fury, has become a recurring character in kung fu movies, and the role is entrusted to the very best performers. Across 5 decades, Chen Zhen has been played not only by Lee, but also by screen legends Jet Li and Donnie Yen. Who's your favourite martial arts actor? Let us know below.
Okay, there we go. Sorry about the little wonkiness. I'm not sure if some of my screen switching screwed up at the end, but you basically got to see the trailer, and so it's such a wonderful, really, it's such a flippin' wonderful movie. I can't even begin to explain how flippin' awesome that the movie was, and I didn't even see the beginning, so I totally need to go back and watch the beginning. So hold on, let's see here. Now that we've got that taken care of, let's get some Lono music going on in the background. Got to get that adjusted a little bit. How about that? Okay, so let me know if the music is too loud or the music is too soft in relation to my mouth and what's coming out of it. And there we have it. So, yeah, dudes, I'm telling you, as much as I want to, blame Terry for my lackadaisical attitude towards my streaming homework, I want to also thank him because it's a super awesome movie. And Darlene, the movie, there's a total story behind it. It's and it's cool too because the story behind it is like totally realistic and then also totally not. Like it's a fantastical, there is like that kung fu magic element that's just, for the most part, probably not real. I mean, I don't know, maybe poison fingers really is a thing, but phenomenal movie that is such a great, it's such a great modern take. And I love the Chinatown scenes, but you guys are so right. It's like sometimes there'll be places and then it's just like, well, that's not where that leads to. Or like as part of the one of the scenes, the dude's like, I'll meet you at Chinatown Pier. And it's like, there's no such thing as Chinatown Pier. But it's not supposed to take place in Seattle, so it doesn't really matter, right? But still, I was just like, I wonder where they're going to go for that. I knew where they were going to go for that scene, and they did exactly what I thought they were going to do, and it's completely across town. You have to cross a couple bridges to get, it's so funny. Like, I think it was Michael Anthony Smith and then E-Music was saying how, like, it's fun to watch, but at the same time, sometimes it's just like, oh, that's not right. That's not right. So hey, Elaine, good to see you. And it looks like while we were watching the trailer, wow, that word was hard to remember. While we were watching the trailer, it looks like Kenny donated some bits. I didn't catch how many, so I cannot tell you thank you for how many, but thank you so much, Kenny. And speaking of thank you, Kenny, as you might notice, I'm wearing a new sleeved black shirt, and this is straight from Buccees in Texas, the convenience shop store. I don't really know what Buccees is. I mean, actually, I really don't. Is it a truck stop? All I know is Kenny went there, got me huge amounts of stuff from the truck stop or whatever. Like I said, I don't really know what it is, but this shirt was included in the package, and I have to say, very comfy shirt. Really like the softness of the material. Good quality stuff. Included in the box that I got today from Kenny, we have Dazed and... Wait. Yes, that was appropriate. We have the Dazed and Confused movie. We have a couple other movies too. We're not going to talk about those yet. But then, also in there, okay, that you can't really see, so let's see here. It says that. Can you see? It's prickly pear cactus jelly. Dude, I have no idea what a prickly pear cactus even tastes like. I mean, they sell them, or not, they sell the prickly pear leaves, I can't remember what they're called, at all the grocery stores around here and stuff, but I've never had anything prickly pear, anything. So super stoked to try that. And then, soften the music just a tad. Okay, I can do that. Actually, to tell you the truth, I lowered it more than just a tad because it was too high. I can tell by where it was on the visuals there. Thank you so much, eMusic, for coming in with that with that feedback. There we go. Wow, why is it so hard to talk today? So let's see here. And okay, so speaking of thank yous to everybody, so Kenny got me a bunch of things, including these things called beaver nuggets. I have no idea what they are. I have not opened it yet, but they look like they're good. But one of the other things I want to thank you for is Darlene, who's got fit projects to finish. Darlene hooked me up with some awesome little hand warmers, which I didn't really need them in my house today, but I didn't not need them. And so I thought I'd show them off. And then also with these hand warmers came a matching little headband. Now I'm not wearing it on my head, but Darlene, now you had no idea about this. But Darlene, I have a wonky plate in my ankle, and my ankle during cold winter times, I usually wear like an ankle warmer. And so the headband, oddly enough, fits like exactly where I need it to be on my foot, or not really on my foot, around my ankle. So even though I think you probably intended it for my head, I'm going to be wearing it on my leg, and I'm probably going to be wearing it every single day because the color scheme that you chose goes with pretty much everything I have. So Darlene, Rick, thank you so much for the care package. There was some goodies too, which most of them have already been eaten, but yeah, super good stuff that it is like holiday time in my house. That is for darn sure. And Darlene, don't worry, I'm going to let you guys know what the prickly pear jam tastes like, because literally I have no idea. Terry in Scotland, you think that prickly pear tastes like pear, but it's prickly. Well, this looks like some pretty smooth jelly, so I will be very discouraged and disturbed if it gets all prickly on my tongue. But you might be right. You might be right. I know, eMusic, what great gifts. I mean, it's just like Santa came early to my house, so he's got plenty of time to go visit all the boys and girls who need Santa stuff, because he's already hit my house hard. Yeah, 100%. And okay, so yeah, on the Paper Tigers, I don't know, motivation idea, it reminded me that, okay, so this particular movie was totally, Rick, it was Darlene's gift package. She was just good enough to add your name. Well, you know, I kind of figured she might have been the one to make the goodies, as it were, but still, thank you so much. Thank you both so much. But Darlene especially, thank you. Anyway, so this movie Paper Tigers was partially inspired by Bruce Lee and Bruce Lee films, and I do believe, but I could be wrong, that maybe one of the reasons why they chose Seattle to film the movie, is because Bruce Lee is from here. And that reminded me that we have got a bunch of electrical boxes in the Pacific Northwest, in the Seattle area, that have this artist. He gets permits to paint over the bland electrical boxes, and for the most part, mostly when these blank surfaces are painted over with actual art, then that's when graffiti artists and taggers, as a general rule of thumb, they stop tagging. And you know, artists respect art, and even taggers are artists in their own way. So this guy, Desmond Hansen, he does a bunch of work, and as you can see, Bruce Lee is featured on one of the many electrical boxes. And then of course we've got our Jimi Hendrix local boy. And let's see here. Okay, so Rick tells me, oh, and then this person who's probably like, who is that guy? That guy's Andrew Wood. Andrew Wood died back in 1990, and he was in a band called Mother Love Bone. Now, Mother Love Bone is probably a band that you've never heard of. That being said, you have heard of the band that came after Mother Love Bone. After Andrew Wood died, the band found a whole brand new singer from San Diego, named Eddie Vedder, and they became a band you might have heard of called Pearl Jam. And so Andrew Wood, he was from Bainbridge Island, little bit of a famous guy in the Puget Sound. I had such a crush on him when I was in high school, and it was, before the boom of the Seattle grunge explosion. And as you can tell, aside from Jimi Hendrix, who is featured here, a lot of the musical performers that Desmond has chosen to highlight on his electrical boxes are a lot of grunge musicians. This guy is Chris Cornell. Chris Cornell was the lead singer for Soundgarden until his untimely death a few years ago. And the great thing about Chris Cornell, he lived in West Seattle, where that picture is. And I've lived in West Seattle for 20 plus years. I personally never ran into Chris Cornell, but I do have a cute little story about Chris Cornell that I would like to share. One of my best friends was a barista in West Seattle, and Chris Cornell did come to that coffee shop quite a bit. She knew his drink, etc. I don't remember what it was, doesn't matter. Anyway, this was back when he was married to his first wife, Susan Silver, and they owned a house in West Seattle, and they owned like a Blazer, like a Chevy Blazer. So, sort of like an SUV. And they owned 2 stinky dogs. And the dogs were able to get in the car, and, the dogs were like family to them. The dogs were their kids, basically. And so the dogs went everywhere, right? Well, Susan's parents are like from the East Coast and kind of hoitier and toitier than most of the slovenly Pacific Northwesterners are. And so one day, my friend Tiffany, who was the barista, she noticed that when Chris pulled in, he pulled in a brand new truck. And she was like, "Oh, hey, I see you got a new truck." And he laughed. He was like, "Yeah, I picked up my father-in-law and mother-in-law at the airport the other day in the old truck, and all I could smell," he's like, "and suddenly I realized the car just reeked of dog." And he's like, "I never really noticed it before until I saw the looks on their faces." And then I could smell it too. And so he felt so ashamed that he went and bought a different car so the dogs could be in the back of the truck without stinking up the human compartment of the truck. And I don't know why, but that is my favorite story about Chris Cornell because, it's just so sweet, right? Yeah, and so this guy, that's Lane Staley from Alice in Chains, another grunge great. And then, as I'm sure you noticed, there was a Kurt Cobain one. Now, this is Macklemore, not necessarily a grunge great. And I believe it was eMusic. Are there any Quincy Joneses on a box there? I'm going to get back to my face. I cannot remember. These boxes are all over town. West Seattle is where they started, but he has since moved to other parts of town. I do believe there is a Quincy Jones one. I have not seen it. I do not have a picture of it. So I cannot promise that, but yeah, I do believe there's a Quincy Jones one. There's also a Sir Mix-a-Lot one. There's a bunch of different ones actually, and they're not all, some of them are not Seattle people, but he started the project with Seattle artists in mind. So, yeah. So, Darlene, yeah, your words are so kind, and really it was such a great idea for Devin and Shock and I to try to keep the slot. Darlene says, and I really appreciate you as well as Shocklock taking his Hamajang gang and keeping us together when Andy was on a well-needed break for a while. Yeah, and I love hanging with Shock and watching her movies and chatting too. Exactly. Yeah, this whole movie thing, honestly, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I really, when it crossed my mind to do it, I didn't realize how fun of a thing it would end up being. It just, it's Terry in Scotland has also taken up the torch, which is why we know about Paper Tigers, which is why we don't have a chat box here or an alert box here because those were the things I was going to try to do, but instead I watched an awesome movie instead, and well, I'm cool with that, so, you know, yeah, so, let's see, yeah, Terry, exactly, yeah, Terry is another good guy, and Kenny from a Cove says to Darlene, don't forget that you and Rick are part of what makes this stream awesome. Absolutely, you guys are full-on hardcore members of the Daily Pigeon Gangy, the Statterbox crew, and all the peripherals that come with it. I love the support that you guys, both you and Rick, show to all these streams. You're like number one, you know. I feel like if I was a home team, you'd be there at every game with a little pennant, rooting us on. That's kind of what I feel. So, so that's how that goes. And, yeah, so, yeah, Darlene, the work is pretty nice. Some of his work is nicer than others. Like, he has this one of Eddie Vedder that, I didn't show because, frankly, it looks more like, it doesn't look like Eddie Vedder at all. I mean, it kind of does, but not really. But the Sir Mix-a-Lot one is a really good one. That one looks like he captures this essence in his eyes that is just, oh yeah, super good, super good. So, so basically, yeah, you know, I didn't really have a whole lot to talk about at this point because I was so busy thinking about Paper Tigers this week that, and how much I want to watch it again. I didn't really do any of my homework. So yeah, you guys, what do you want to talk about? I do have the Flying Forks emblem is still up for review. I don't know why it's up for review. I'm not sure if a lot of people, like, maybe it's because it's holiday time and like Twitch has less people working or something and it's taking longer, because usually the emote approval time is like 24 hours, but it's been taking a lot longer recently. So hopefully next time we see each other, we will have Flying Forks. And I am improving the Super Stoked emote to make it easier to read. That is part of my graphics manipulation learning curve here. So, so that is, that's what's on the table, or that's what hopefully will be on the table soon. But I really should learn from Andy Bumatai and talk about things that I have done, not talk about things that I'm going to do, because the problem is you talk about things you're going to do and then you end up watching Paper Tigers instead. So that didn't work. Hey, Wolfman Midnight, good to see you. Glad to see you saying hello to the Statterbox crew. This is a chat show where we talk about pretty much anything. However, we do try not to talk about controversial things like politics, medical stuff, or we try not to be too cynical. I mean, it's hard sometimes not to be just a little bit, but we generally try to keep things positive spin, and we generally try to keep our language clean. Doesn't always happen. There are mistakes, but, you know, we make an attempt. So there you have it. Let's see here. So Terry in Scotland, yes, got a mod for Luke on his YouTube show now. You guys want me to show Paper Tigers again after that? Shoot, Terry, I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but if you do, I will probably watch it with you again. And you guys, even though this is a Twitch stream, if you want to, we can let's try this over again. PhotoLuke is starting his stream on YouTube in about a minute. So if we get bored here, if we wrap things up early, or even if we wrap things up on time, don't forget we can do a manual raid over to YouTube to watch PhotoLuke's live stream, because apparently he had a dentist appointment this morning, which screwed up his usual schedule. I was glad to hear that, because when I got out of bed and saw that there was no PhotoLuke, I thought, really my mind went to the worst, which was, oh no, there's some sort of infrastructure damage, something got floated away, something flooded, he probably has no power, because Hawaii right now is under a pretty severe threat of storms, and the footage that I've seen of Maui is just disturbing, and so I wasn't sure just how horrible anything was on Oahu, and so my mind went to the worst. But as it turns out, no, he just went to the dentist. So I guess actually the second possible worst thing could have happened. Instead of flooding away, he had to go to the dentist, right? It's just awful. Hey, Wolfman Midnight, you gave me a follow. Fantastic. You know, I was just saying that I need to get my alerts back up and running, and so I don't have any alerts right now. So without you telling me that you did that, I would never have known. I think you might have just brought me up to 100 follows on Twitch, and if that is the case, thank you so much. And even if it's not the case, thank you so much for following. All right, yeah. So, let's see here. Pacola T, you survived Costco. Now you're trying to escape the parking lot. Good luck with that. All right, so let me get, I know that I missed something that I want to talk about. Let's see here. Yes, eMusic. Loving the description of Rick and Darlene. Having met them in person a couple times, you can say they are the real deal in kindness and aloha. Oh, eMusic, honestly, I'm not surprised, and I'm glad that you have a real-life confirmation of everything, but absolutely, to me, the aloha that Rick and Darlene show comes shining through all of the servers, all of the everything, even though it's been compressed into little internet packets and then brought back out onto our servers. That aloha spirit that they have is strong, strong, strong. So Rick says Amazon servers had major problems last few days. Maybe Twitch caught some of that. Okay, well, Twitch is part of Amazon, I think. So that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, let's go with that. We're gonna go with that. Let's see here. eMusic, you'd love to see the movie, but you gotta sleep soon. Well, hey, eMusic, like I said, if you've got Netflix, it's on there. It's waiting for you whenever. If you have Amazon Prime or whatever the Amazon streaming stuff is, it's there. So yeah, for sure, you will be able to find it at some point. And, oh, Pacola T, you actually have blue skies over Oahu today. Okay, awesome, awesome, excellent day. Yeah, for sure. Hey, Charles K, good to see you coming in. Glad you could catch a stream too. I didn't realize that you haven't been, according to my little alert, it says you're a first-time chatter, but I feel like I've seen you chat here before. And I know that I've seen you around before because I know who you are. So thank you so much for coming on in, Charles K. Hey, how you doing, Pakalika 72? Patrick, good to see you again today. Looks like, let's see here. Oh, Cindy Krause, you're here. You're late. Now Cindy's in the house. Perfect. Perfecto. Cool. Yeah, Charles, glad you had a free night to catch the stream. Perfect. And so Darlene saying the islands have gotten hit hard. Feel sorry for them. Some of the video has been really sad to watch, the damage from the storms that have already hit. Yeah, and it sounds like it sounds like the weather system is still a system. It sounds like it's not done doing what it needs to do or wants to do. So yeah, so I was kind of concerned about Lono because it's just like, shoot, Molokai, Molokai is an island. Molokai might float away, right? But when he showed face at Daily Pigeon yesterday, that says to me that he had power and he had internet, so he was probably a-okay. So that was good. That was good. Yeah, but I have to say it's yeah, eMusic, exactly. Volcano was without electricity for 30 hours. Yeah, and that's why I wasn't sure if Oahu, you don't even need a storm to have electricity issues, right? I mean, actually, like just today, now this didn't affect my house, but apparently first thing in the morning, like, 8 o'clock in the morning, way too late in the morning and way too early in the morning for a drunk driver. But a drunk driver ran into a utility pole so hard the pole cracked and fell over, and half the town, not half the town, but half of 2 or 3 blocks, square blocks had no power thanks to a drunk driver at 8 o'clock in the morning. Seriously, people? I mean, I can understand a drunk driver. I mean, well, first off, I'm not justifying drunk driving. That's not where I'm coming from. But at 4 o'clock in the morning, I can kind of see how like a drunk driver might be on the road, right? Are you following what I'm saying here? But 8 o'clock in the morning, dude, you should have sobered up from the night before. And if you haven't, and if you did sober up from the night before, then you started drinking way too early. And are you serious? 8 o'clock in the morning, drunk driving, so bad that you, I don't know, man. You better be a swing shift worker. I mean, and you really shouldn't be behind the wheel, but the timing of that is just so weird, right? Yeah, Patrick, it's not drinking all day if you don't start before noon. That is true. Yeah, if you don't have a drink with breakfast, you can't say you've been drinking all day. That's a saying in New Orleans, from what I understand. So, New Orleans, yeah, they're an all-night party town. Well, and actually with New Orleans, I suppose, I don't think that their bars ever close, right? So it's like, well, somebody super drunk at 8 a.m. might make more sense. But like, you know, our bars close at like 2 o'clock in the morning here in Washington, and they're not allowed to open again until like 6:30. So at 8 o'clock, if you're already that wasted, you've most likely been drinking at home. But you know, I mean, oh, fantastic. Rick is filling in for the Lono Brarian. I can't imagine who that is. When the Lono Brarian is busy, I try to fill in. You were listening to Lono. Ho'opono La Molokai from the Molokai 2008 live CD. Actually, no, I don't think it was from that CD, but God, good call. I don't remember what CD it was from, but I'm not playing that CD right now. All right, I'm not going to tell you what CD it's off of. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, but thank you so much, Rick. And to further, and Rick actually, Rick, I think you can actually, because you're a mod, I think you can actually post a hot link. So if you wanted to put in lonomusic.com, which is where you can find all of Lono's music, you might be allowed there, Mr. Rick Man. But you know what? I might be making that up, so don't quote me on that. And Kenny, right, seriously, dude, 8 a.m.? Come on, man. Stumble over to the Waffle House and take a break. Get some carbs down your gullet. Precisely, dude. I mean, like, what are you thinking, right? Yeah, precisely. Rick, yep, just in time, getting prelled by Mad Statter. You got it. But you're here at the Statter box. When you get prelled, it's a sign of affection. It might be a finger wagging, pointing and laughing sign of affection, but it is a sign of affection. So even though prelling sometimes is given as a threat, we only threaten those that we love with prell. Rick, oh, okay, now I need to set up a spreadsheet for posting links and stuff. Yeah, well, no, and hey, you know what? You don't have to take on the full Lono Brarian duties, because I will all right, so many things. As a mod, you've got other priorities, but if you love your spreadsheets the way I love my spreadsheets, I am not going to stop you from making a spreadsheet. That being said, after the post or after the stream, for the last couple days, I have been listing every single Lono song that the broadcast plays and what album to find it off of. So if you are curious about what's going on in the background, I do provide those resources at a couple hours after the stream. Have to do the post-production to get that up there. Can't put it up beforehand because I haven't figured out how to do that yet. So, yeah, so that's how that works. And it looks like Patrick has thrown out that blanket of aloha for everyone in case, in case he missed an individual. Alrighty, so, Rick, posting on Twitch or YouTube, definitely on YouTube, and I did post it on Twitch as well, However, on Twitch, the formatting is really kind of weird and it looks like a bunch of garbage. But if you read the garbage, if you just read like what looks like one long run-on sentence, all the info is there. But the YouTube format's a little bit nicer and it's like a nice little list and the like. But it will be on both of them. For sure. Cindy Krause, need to come up with a Prel gun, goofy like those ones that shoot ping pong balls. Oh, that's kind of a neat idea, actually. We'll have to figure that one out. And Patrick, you're getting ready to go to California for the weekend. Dark 30 flight. Tell me about it. So, hey, where are you going in California? California's a big spot. Are you going to San Diego? Going to the Bay Area? Tell us about your good to see your mom. Where's your mom? Is she like in LA? I don't know your mom. So, yeah, where are you gonna go, man? Yeah. And by the way, I hope you have a safe trip. So I'm assuming that, wait, you're going for the weekend? So are you going tomorrow? Like Thursday? Or are you going on Friday? What day is it today? Today's Wednesday, right? Yeah. So are you going tomorrow? Is your flight tomorrow? I'm so nosy. Tell me everything about your trip. Bay Area, Santa Rosa. Okay, right on. Excellent. Okay, so you are. So it'll be a nice long weekend. I gotcha. Okay, cool. Yeah, you know what? Actually, it's kind of a good idea to go. Okay, so this seems like a horrible way to phrase it, but I'm gonna phrase it this way anyway. Kind of seems like a good idea to get the visit out of the way for the holidays. Before the holidays. I can only assume that this time period isn't nearly as crowded flight-wise as it would be if you'd gone like a week later. So not that I'm trying to classify your mom's visit as something to get out of or get out of the way, but I think you know what I mean, right? I hope. So Devin, the Prel gun of Aloha. Yes, that sounds like a good plan. And good to see you, Devin. We were just talking about you a little while ago. How awesome it was that you helped to step in when Andy Bumatai took that much needed break. Now, speaking of Prel guns and emotes, etc., I have a graphic that I have a graphic, and it's a graphic of a cat knocking glass off of the counter. Now, the graphic is not animated, and it's very clear what the cat is doing. But I'm kind of like trying to figure out if I can make it animated. Either way, I cannot remember who it was that suggested the cat knocking off the counter. I want to say it might have been Kenny from the Cove. So we're on that project as well. And I know I've already said earlier I shouldn't talk about things that I'm gonna do, but here we are again, talking about things I'm gonna do. Right, well, yeah, exactly, Patrick. You don't know how many more she's got, so definitely. And not only how many more she's got, shoot, even if she's got 5 of them left or 15 of them left, if 10 of those 15 years are years like the last 2 where we're quarantined and shouldn't go visit and whatever, well, it's like, that's great that you're still here, but I can't get there, so we can't do nothing. Yeah, so I think it's awesome that that you're able to go visit, actually. Because, you know, I'm assuming last year at this time, probably not what you were thinking you wanted to do, go on an airplane, unvaccinated, etc. So eMusic, you used to call Stockton Cowtown. I don't, do people not call it that anymore? I thought that was sort of, I mean, that's Stockton, right? Isn't it? Right, exactly, Patrick. No flying last year, precisely. So hop on it when you can, for sure. Yes. Okay, so one of my friends, Rick, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Devin. Fantastic. You've just thrown out the gift subs today, making it rain. And it's the good kind of rain, not the kind that's been too much lately. It's the good kind. All right, so I have a friend, and I really wish that I'd grabbed this off of the internet, but I did not, and that really kind of makes me mad. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna see if I can grab it anyway. So I have a friend who made a quiche, but instead of using a regular pie crust, she made her quiche with tater tots. Yeah, tater tots, that's right. Did I just say that there was instead of a pie crust, it was a crust of tater tots? Yeah, that's exactly what I said. And so let me see if I can get this to you guys. So, whoops, wrong one. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. That is what the finished product looks like. It is a quiche made with tater tot crust, and then let's see here. That's what the tater tot crust looked before, and then that's what the fillings looked like before the egg, and then that's the final flippin' product, right? All right, so flippin' delicious. I think we know that, right? Okay, we're gonna get back to my face. Okay, so many things to say, right? So first off, medium 7-Up. Oh my God, guess what? Camuella Man made me a quiche with French fry crust. I wonder if there was like something online that like sparked both of these folks to get imaginative like that, because it has never occurred to me to use tater tots or French fries as a crust. And when I saw what she did, it was just like, I have to get all of those carbs in my mouth right now. I mean, get in my belly, right? Kenny, right? Get in my belly right now. Precisely. By the way, Kenny, thanks for the bits. And yeah, Devin, the Prel gun might be Rick Foot kryptonite. That is true. So, Rick Foot was the one who inspired the Prel. So a long range Prel gun just might make the scary beast make his hair all frizzy. But anyway, okay, so back to the quiche, right? Because we always, let's talk about food. So, okay, yes, quiche in a tater tot crust, perfect. Looks good, too good to eat, I know, right? Have I ever tried deer pie? It's made with dough. You're funny. That's... Oh, Patrick, that is so flippin' stupid, and that it pleases me to no end. Yeah, that's cute. That I really have a soft spot for silly jokes. And so yeah, I know, right, Rick? It sounds like good eats. Eggs and potatoes, always a good thing. And yeah, Cindy, Onolicious, right, exactly. Opa-Cola tea, it's kind of like a riff on shepherd's pie, only Vicky versa. Yes. No, Patrick, I'm not wearing a compression sleeve. I'm just wearing a nice fuzzy finger warmer, no, not finger warmers, fingerless gloves that Darlene made for me, and I wanted to show them off because they're awesome. And no, eMusic, not the same cook who made that perfect turkey. This particular cook works, she does work in the food industry for a very hoity-toity grocery store. The point is, with what aside from making everyone's tummies growl by showing you that picture, we were one of her people on her Facebook feed suggested that she should name a quiche like that, right? And so I was thinking, well, you know, quiche Lorraine is actually a quiche, right? So I'm just wondering if you guys have any, because nobody came up with an example or an idea of what she should name her quiche. But I think that the tater tot crust quiche deserves a specific name. And so I'm looking to the Chatterbox crew. The Chatterbox crew. Wow, words, they are hard. Chatterbox crew. Let's help come up with a name. Let's brainstorm. That Onolicious, tater tot, Orida, quiche yumminess. Yeah, we're going to get that named for her, because that is a piece of wonderful dinner time that needs to have its own name. Yes, so that's what I'm asking of you. And Kenny from the Cove, quiche Idaho. That makes sense. I was thinking something about Orida, you know, because you guys might not know this or not, but Orida is actually, you know, it's Oregon and Idaho put together is what Orida is. And the factory, the reason why it's called that is because the manufacturing plant for Orida is literally on the border of Oregon and Idaho. Like, I think technically the property's in Idaho, but it's like on the border. And so that's where Orida got its name. And so I was trying to figure out some fancy, like, French sounding way to do an Orida, but I don't speak French, right? So I don't have any idea. And yeah, Darlene, I want you to try this crust. I want you to make something with this crust because I know what you're capable of doing. And I have no doubt in my mind that you will be happy with whatever it is you do. Everyone will be happy with this. So you've got quiche tot, we've got quiche Idaho. Okay, that's good. But actually, I really like piccolo tea. It's a quiche, not a knish. It's a knish plus a quiche. It's a quiche. Piccolo tea, you know what? I'm gonna be offering up a lot of these suggestions that you guys are throwing out here. But I might have to put some extra emphasis on quiche, mostly because I love knishes. and on the West Coast, dude, knishes are like people don't even know what a knish is, and they're really missing out. Knishes are so delectable and tasty, and on the West Coast in general, but at least in the Puget Sound area, I can say this for certain. And I just had a discussion about this with a woman that I grew up with who is Jewish. The Jewish folks are really not very common around here in the Pacific Northwest. They're a rare breed. We don't have a lot of them. And boy, oh boy, do we suffer for it, because we don't have good delis that have the super good kind pickle, and we don't have the knishes. And I'll tell you what, it is my dream, even though I am the opposite of Jewish. And by that, I mean, I'm a see-through white girl from the Christian area of whateverness. I mean, I am just not even of Hebrew blood. Even though I'm not of that, I want to open a knishery and a pickle shop. And I don't know if I should, but I want to open a knishery and a pickle shop. I don't know how to make knishes, so I'd have to hire someone that knows that. But seriously, a bagel shop, a proper bagel shop, proper pickle vendor, and knishes, we don't have them here, and I want them. So there you go. And Devin is talking to Darlene saying, oh, Devin, I have been wondering why you weren't streaming lately. And so Devin explains, I was happy to stream, my phone broke, and then the TV did too, so you haven't been able to stream lately. I really miss you all, and I'm always wanting to talk to you, and Rick especially, with cool space events. I know, right? Rick always knows about the cool space events. Yeah, totally. So, piccolo tea, you've got quicheka, which is a quiche, and latka. Oh, latkes. Right. Yeah, you know, I guess you're right, actually. A crust of tater tots is very latka-esque. Yeah, okay. Kanishka, or quicheka. Yeah, there we go. Quicheka. Yeah, quicheka. That's good too. Okay, wait. All right, so Patrick says, oh wait, tots, quiche, tweesh, because it's going right to that bottom, right to the tush. Yeah, okay. Right to the tushy. Let's see here. So we will get back to the naming of the grand meal, but Devin and Rick would like us to know that tonight into next week, Geminids meteor showers should be visible in the night sky. Find the belt of Orion and look up and northeast, and you should see some meteorites after your eyes adjust to the dark. And Devin, super stoked to hear that from Rick. She hadn't known that about that. Picola T, it's as if you used to live in the Pacific Northwest. Picola T says, it's hard to find a good Jewish deli in the Pacific Northwest. Yeah, show me where there is one and I will go there. There might be one down in Portland. I think there's a larger Jewish population in Portland than there is in Seattle. I don't really know. I don't even know where there's a temple in Seattle. Shoot, man, I know where there's like Mormon churches. I know where there's mosques. I know where there's Buddhist temples. I know where there's all sorts of religious gathering places. But honestly, I don't have any idea where there's a temple in the Seattle area. I'm sure there is one, but I've no idea. No flipping clue. So actual water bagels. Yeah, you know, I don't know what exactly you mean by water bagels, but if you mean steamed or boiled beforehand, yeah, exactly. Rick, you always talk about space events because you got lots of space in your head. There we go. So Kenny, the Kartoffel quiche. Kartoffel is the German word for potato. That would cover whatever potato-based crust you use. Okay, that works. And Devin, I kind of like what you've done with that, which is the keister, because that's where it's going to end up, on your keister. For sure. Well, maybe not yours, but mine. I'll just look at it and it'll end up on my keister. For sure. So, okay, awesome. I'm going to be rereading these suggestions because there's a lot to work off of here with keister and tushy and quiche and the latke one, which I can't remember, but yeah, whatever. And then of course there's quiche Idaho, which honestly that's probably the real logical one right there. Everyone will get that off the top of their head. But yeah, I am firmly in belief that she needs to name that and take claim for that deliciousness. And then I'm almost equally sure I need to go get some tater tots so I can do this myself. Oh, good, eMusic. Thanks so much for double checking on the music level and reconfirming, because I do have a bunch of different albums that these songs are coming off of, and I think we all know that albums have a tendency to vary in how loud they are mixed. So yeah, this audio thing is going to be something we'll want to keep tabs on the whole show, the whole stream. Let's see here. So Devin, the twice baked Golden Idaho. Oh, you know, that could work. You know, that actually, see, okay. You guys might not know this, although some of you might. There is a school in Eastern Washington, University of Washington. No, that's in Seattle. It's the kitty cat one. So the Huskies are UW. Washington State University. They're the Cougars. Washington State University is in Eastern Washington, and they have an agricultural program that produces this cheese that you buy in a can, and it's called Cougar Gold, and it's like aged for 10 years or something crazy like that. It's kind of expensive, but it's got a very distinct Cougar Gold cheddar cheese flavor, and it's super good. And it is sort of like it's one of those things. Okay, first off, it comes like the cans are like, I think 5 or 10 pounds, so it's a lot of cheese, right? And it's a sealed can, so you kind of like, you're gonna give the whole can to somebody, right? So if they don't like cheese, you're not gonna want to give them that. But if they do like cheese, seriously, Cougar Gold is a great gift to bring from the States to the islands, because it's in a can. You don't have to refrigerate it. It's actually cheese that's in a can that you don't have to refrigerate. And it's not canned cheese like Cheese Whiz or whatever. It's actual cheddar cheese, aged cheddar cheese. And Picola T got my back here. Wazoo, Cougars and Pullman, absolutely delicious cheese. We used to gift it to friends at Christmas. That's what I'm talking about, you guys. Like, no, this cheese is like if you go to Eastern Washington and you're like, oh, I'm going to go to the college, oftentimes people will be like, hey, grab a can of cheese for me, because it's good, right? So going to what Devin was suggesting with the twice baked Golden Idaho, if that quiche was made with the Cougar Gold cheese, I think we have we might have a Publishers Clearinghouse winner here with the twice baked Golden Idaho, because we've got the Idaho potatoes, we've got the Cougar Gold cheese. Yeah, I think we've got something going on here for sure. Let's see here. So Pocola Tea, Statter's new deli shall be called Bulbes and Brine. Bulbes is Yiddish for potatoes, and of course pickles are brine. I like your idea a lot. See, and putting the Yiddish in the title definitely will help give people an idea of what in the flying fork is going on at that deli. That being said, I would not be the person doing any of the cooking or any of the anything, because I have no Jewish background in keeping a kitchen kosher or, you know, how to make food. I mean, I can make a latke. You know, anybody can make a grated potato pancake. I can't necessarily promise that it's going to be as good as others, but I can make one. But there are people out there who make them better. Yeah, that's right. And yeah, wrong kind cougar, Patrick. Wrong kind cougar. Wrong kind. You got it. And eMusic, Cougar cheese is competing with Wisconsin cheese to a degree. Now, Wisconsin obviously wins for variety and amount, but in regards to like high-end aged cheddar, I have no doubt that the Eastern Washington folk would say that their cheese can stand up to a county fair competition with some fine-aged Wisconsin cheddar. I do believe that, yes, that they would be able to, they would make that claim. And yeah, Kenny from Cove, aged cheddar is your go-to. I really like aged cheddar for the flavor especially, but you know what? Aged cheddar is not ideal for everything. Yeah, I know. Kenny from Cove's twice baked Golden Idaho, you could probably charge $10 a slice, $15 a slice for that, whatever. You're totally right, actually. With a name like that, I totally agree. Especially with the high-end ingredients that you can like highlight on the menu. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But as I was saying about aged cheddar cheese, it's delicious, and on crackers and snack plates, it is ideal. But when it comes to melting, you know, if you're putting it on top and you want that nice melty texture, or, you know, the gooey, stringy meltiness of the melted cheese, aged cheeses don't melt nearly as well as their younger counterparts. There's a chemical reason for it. I read an article about it, but I don't remember anything about it. And even if I did, I wouldn't know exactly what I was talking about because I don't do chemistry and stuff. But yeah, the aged cheddars and goudas and things like that have a tendency to be more crumbly and crystallized. And it's the crystallization, whatever it is that crystallizes in cheese, that helps to prevent the melting. And so clearly we would need the cheddar gold for the flavor profile. However, we would also need some other kind of cheese for that gooey, melty profile. And yeah, I guess we're now creating fancy quiches for my Jewish deli too, even though that makes no sense. But that's okay. Yeah, you know, Pocola tea, and who can resist a warm slice of apple pie topped with cheddar? Honestly, I can, and I'll tell you why. Because I've never had it before, and the idea seems really weird. That being said, I hear about it so much, and people rave about that combo so much. Right, Devin, I'm right there with you. I've always heard of that combo. I have yet to try it. I am curious. Devin's curious to try it, as am I, to have the cheddar cheese. Now, I'm going to assume because A, Pocola Tea brought this up, and B, we've got some Wisconsin people in the house. I have to ask, so now the cheddar cheese on top of the pie, do you melt the cheese? Does the cheese melt on its own because the pie is warm? Does the cheese, if it's aged cheese, it doesn't melt that well. Is it a solid piece of cheese? Explain to me if you can. Is it melted or is it not? I guess is really what I'm trying to figure out. And yeah, the sweet and savory combo that makes it so good, it totally makes sense. I mean, when I was a kid, that combo did not make sense at all. But as I've gotten older, the whole sweet savory combo is much less strange on my tongue. Kids are weird. They're like, no, I like salt and ketchup, and that's all. That's the flavor profile I prefer, salt and ketchup. But yeah, I'm just so curious if, do you heat the apple pie with the cheese on top of it? Or tell me about this. Tell me. Okay, so it's got to be a thin piece of cheese and it melts on the warm pie. All right, okay, all right. So then it sounds like and this makes sense, sort of sounds like the cheese to apple ratio needs to be a certain thing. Otherwise, maybe the cheese can become too overwhelming as well. So, all right, okay. Now this is I guess this is a silly question, but I'm still gonna ask it anyway. Does it always okay? Does it have to be a thin slice or can it be shredded on top? Because to me, shredded would melt easier, and it to me seems like maybe a more logical way to get it to melt on a warm piece of pie. On the other hand, my gut instinct tells me that it has to be a slice of cheese, not shredded. And if you shred cheese on top of your pie, you're clearly not from here. I have a feeling, and I just have a feeling that's really how it goes. But I would, I think I would shred the cheese unless I would get prelled by the locals, in which case I would stop shredding. So, let's see here. It looks like, so Patrick, sweet and savory, that describes you to a T. Fantastic. Okay, so eMusic, the combo didn't make sense to you either until your mom challenged you to try it, and now, yep, mom was right. Oh no grinds. And Kenny's telling me the last time he had apple pie with cheddar, they put a thin slice of cheese and then they put it under the broiler to melt the cheese. Okay, that also makes sense. And I did wonder if part of the delight was the actual cheese melting on it, or if you wanted it to still be not melted. So it sounds like the melting is an important factor. Okay. And Devin is throwing down some food combos. Ginger snaps and sharp cheddar cheese. That sounds weird, but I like both, so okay. And cucumber and onion sandwich. Well, that doesn't sound odd at all. That sounds really tasty. Or are you suggesting... No, you said oh. So you're not suggesting ginger snaps, cheese, cucumber, and onion. You're just going with the cucumber and onion. That sounds good to me. I love cucumber sandwiches in pretty much all forms. Rick, okay, so Rick is the one naysayer. You'll pass the cheese. You'll just go with ice cream. Okay. I'm frankly not surprised because that's my inclination. That being said, I'm ignorant, have not tried the cheese slice, as it were, and it sounds as though from Kenny, the slice instead of the shredded for aesthetics. That was what my gut was telling me. It's like, no, it doesn't look pretty enough when you shred it. And medium 7-Up, it's snowing in Boston. That is maybe awesome. I hope that it's not as much snow as it was, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, when there was 47,554 feet of snow that came down in a day. So I hope it's just the perfect amount of snow for Boston. And eMusic, okay, so you've never seen shredded in a restaurant. Obviously, yeah, you can do that at home. But yeah, okay, so it's sounding like the tradition is a slice. Okay. So let's see here. Yes, exactly, Devin. Time to queue up the hot cocoa, medium 7-Up. You got it. So Pocola T says, don't know how they made it, but first taste of cheddar on apple pie was as a young girl, served at Garden Court restaurant at the old Liberty House department store. Weird. Okay, so let me start over again. Don't know how they made it, but the first taste of cheddar on apple pie was as a young girl, served at Garden Court restaurant at the old Liberty House department store. Thought it was the bestest pie I'd ever had. Oh, them's the memories. Just saying Liberty House brings back smiles. Liberty House catalogs, Liberty House, just everything about... I cannot tell you how bummed I am that Liberty House does not exist anymore. Even though I'm sure it was obviously not sustainable for whatever reason, but Liberty House. And isn't it so funny how back in the day, department stores used to have like lunch counters? I remember going to the mall with my mom when the mall was in Tacoma and we lived an hour away and it was a big deal to go to the mall. We would get lunch at the Bon Marché, which is now Macy's, but before it was Macy's, it was a local department store called the Bon Marché. And they had a lunch counter, and they had, to this day, I actually still think of the turkey sandwich on croissant that they had there. It's so flipping good. Department stores with lunch counters. I'm old. Yeah. So, okay, medium 7-Up. It just started, so you don't have too much snow. All right, well, keep us up on the accumulation. We've only got about 20 minutes left, but gall dang it, I hope that we've got some white accumulations in Boston for you. And so let's see here. Devin says, okay, so when I worked at the Sizzler, a German woman would grab a cheese toast and load it with onions and cucumber. I tried it and it blew my mind. Oh, that totally makes sense because Sizzler had that really good salad bar, and that really good cheese toast, frankly. Yeah, and that reminds me, I was watching this one YouTuber, I think her name's Beryl, and she gets recipes from all over the world. Oftentimes she has her viewers send in the recipes, and she had a whole multitude. I think she had 3 different streams where she tried toast from around the world and how people make and serve their toast. And so that cheese toast with onions and cucumber, that totally reminds me of something that Beryl had made. Because, us, it's like buttered piece of bread is our toast. Yeah, the rest of the world knows how to do toast. We are just lame-os with our little toast. The rest of the world knows how to do toast, and they do toast with things like cheese and onions and cucumbers. Wait, ginger snaps and ginger snaps are very good together. You just had some the other day. Oh no, Darlene, did Rick make you snap? Because I know you used to be a ginger back in the day. Oh, wow, really? Your grandma still has dresses from Liberty House. That's awesome. Oh, okay, Darlene, you meant ginger snaps and hot cocoa. That makes a little bit more sense. I was thinking you were saying, crazy redhead wouldn't go snap, ate the ginger snap. But yeah, ginger snaps and hot cocoa. What a great combination. I love the whole spicy chocolate thing. Not spicy like ancho chili spice that makes your tongue hurt, although some people like that. But with the ginger and the cinnamon and stuff in with the cocoa. Yes, sirree. Hey, Vanilla Coke Pepsi, good to see you. I hope your homework is done for the evening, and I hope that you aren't floating away, freezing away, or buried in snow. We've got both of our sodas in the house. One of our sodas, that would be medium 7-Up. He's got some snow falling in his neck of the woods. How about you, Vanilla Coke Pepsi? Any snow up in your area? But Hokola T, every time you walk by the Macy's here, you really miss Liberty House. Yeah, you know, I can appreciate that because that's probably what took over the spot. Whereas whenever I walk by Macy's up here, I really miss the Bond because it's just like the Macy's is East Coast. We're not on the East Coast. I know. It's ridiculous. I mean, seriously, we're all part of the same country. Why is there an East Coast, West Coast rivalry? And why do I fall for it? Why do I perpetuate it? I don't know. I just do. I don't know. I just do. Oh, it is blowing up a storm there, Vanilla Coke Pepsi. All right, well, keep yourself cozy because it is that time of year to keep yourself cozy. And maybe get some hot chocolate, maybe get some ginger snaps. Or have you tried this Vanilla Coke Pepsi? Because you're sort of, actually, you know what? I don't know. Does Canada do this? So you're up in Canada. You're going to speak for every Canadian right now. Every single one every Canadian in the world. When I ask you this, your answer is going to matter. Do they put cheese on apple pie in Canada? That's right. Your words will be held against every Canadian in the world. So, Vanilla Coke Pepsi, what's so complicated about making some darn toast? Well, it's not so much that it's complicated, it's just that we just go with the most basic bare bones toast out of the bread, hot crispy bread with maybe some butter or, you know, whatever. I mean, it's very simple in comparison to the toast concoctions that basically everybody else in the world does when they make toast. We're just lazy, I guess. I don't know. Oh, hey, C Honda, good to see you. Oh, good. You're using the little high waggy. That little high dog is so stupid, and I love it so much. Its waggy tail that says hi it just makes me smile so much. So, Kenny from the Cove, you would seriously attend a festival devoted to toast. Toast Fest 2022 needs to be a thing. Gosh, you know, I would too, actually. I would really actually enjoy a Toast Fest. Okay, so Elaine, yes, you had goat cheese on your apple pie at Garden Court Restaurant with a scoop of vanilla ice cream on the side. So onolicious. Love cheese on my pies, even though you're lactose intolerant. It tastes great, but later you suffer. Yeah, that's just awful. Let's see here. So, it looks like Vanilla Coke Pepsi is getting a lot of thick snowfall up there in his neck of the woods in Canada, but it looks as though Vanilla Coke Pepsi is offended by the idea, similar to how I was actually not too long ago. Cheese on apple pie? What in the darn tootin' American is this? Putting darn cheese on your apple pie, that's not right. Yeah, you know, Vanilla Coke Pepsi, I kind of, like, that's my knee-jerk reaction too. You're kind of preaching to the choir here. But from what everybody is saying in the statter box, you and I might not know what the flying fork we are talking about. And apparently this cheese on apple pie thing is A, totally a thing, and B, totally a thing that is yummy and for a reason. So I'm gonna try it, but as Miles points out, as Medium 7up points out, not everybody here does it. Totally. Like, cause Rick doesn't do it. Rick's not one of them cheesy weirdos. I want to try to be a cheesy weirdo to see if it sticks. But so far I'm not a cheesy weirdo. I haven't eaten the cheese on my apple pie yet either. But I've heard it's good. And Vanilla Coke Pepsi, putting cheese on apple pie is sinful. Well, perhaps, but that's, if anything, that's going to run me to the cheesy apple pie quicker than anything. Because if it's a sin, then it probably tastes good. Yeah. Kenny from the Cove, all this talk of food and the memory of graham crackers and Hawaiian punch after nap time in kindergarten just popped into your head. Oh, God. You know, graham crackers are really good, actually. And yeah, good question, Patrick. Do they even still make Hawaiian punch? I remember the commercials. But yeah, Do they still make Hawaiian Punch? Anybody? Vanilla Coke Pepsi, you've been working on my Southern American accent. How y'all think I'm doing? Well, I can't say I've heard you say it, but you're writing it just fine. You're writing it just fine. And yeah, Picola tea, exactly. It seems like graham crackers are given in nearly all kindergarten classes. I wonder why that is. I guess because it's just sweet enough to like sort of seem like a sweet treat, but it's not so sweet that it's like a cookie or something. And I do believe, doesn't graham flour, like, isn't it more whole grainy? Like, it's not just white flour. It's not like a saltine, which is just pure refined white flour. I don't know. Because, yeah, you're totally right, dude. Kindergarten, preschools, whatever. It's all about I wonder if it's because you can, I wonder if it's because you can break them into such tiny pieces. They're perforated. I mean, they're not really perforated, but you know what I'm talking about, right? They've got that line, the break easy line. And so it's just tiny. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. Let's see here. Vanilla Coke Pepsi. All right, I agree with you here. We cannot be talking about those darn graham crackers without talking about those good old s'mores. That is right. And in Canada, they still make Hawaiian Punch. Okay, cool. All right, cool. And yeah, when it comes to s'mores, there's no two ways about it. I've seen, let's see, what am I trying to say? I've seen many variation on a s'more. I've seen people use Reese's peanut butter cups instead of chocolate. I've seen all sorts of things, but I've never seen anybody substitute the graham cracker. The graham cracker is like, to me, the one thing in the s'more that is always the remainder. I mean, I guess the marshmallow is too, but I've seen people use marshmallow fluff and like to make fake s'mores without the campfire and things like that. So even the marshmallow is a little bit negotiable, whereas that graham cracker is just not negotiable. And C Honda says, "Oh, really? You saw Hawaiian Punch in those little concentrated bottles to add to water bottles." Oh, okay. And E-Music is still pretty sure Hawaiian Punch is still around. Yeah, I'll bet you. I don't even really go down the juice aisle, so I truly have no idea what is on there. And when I do go down the juice aisle, I really don't look at like the juices that I remember as coming in a can, like Hawaiian Punch and High C do. And High C, I mean, is that still a thing? Apparently it is. McDonald's used to have the orange High C, right? And then they got rid of it. Dude, apparently it was kind of an issue. And they had to bring it back. So I don't know if everywhere has the orange High C back, but the McDonald's is in our area. They're making it's a big old advertising campaign that the High C is back. So apparently people really loved and missed their orange High C. Whereas when I was a kid, I hated that orange drink. Yep. So Vanilla Coke Pepsi, yes, most of us did know that Hawaiian pizza was actually made in Canada, and we blame Canada for the atrocity that is the Hawaiian pizza. So, yeah. Cindy Krause, you're going to make Oreo cheesecake right before Christmas? Well, yeah, you can't make it really, too far away from Christmas because otherwise it won't last. I mean, it's not going to last till Christmas if you make it now. So, Kenny, what? You introduced an ex-girlfriend to s'mores until she got over it? I was a god in her eyes? Right, there you go. Was she from this country? Had she ever, been a Girl Scout? How do you not know what a s'more is? How do you introduce someone to s'mores? I don't understand that. Oh no. Oh, Picola Tea. I didn't need to know this. Okay, so Picola Tea, she's like, oh yeah, I can substitute graham crackers for my s'mores. Here, let me tell you all about this. One time, I subbed graham crackers with Walker's shortbread to make s'mores. Not even one piece was left over. It was that good. Walker's shortbread, I'm a sucker for shortbread, and my grandma used to make the second best shortbread in the world. And when I say my grandma used to make the second best shortbread in the world, I'm not trying to throw shade. It's just that Walker's was even better. I mean, like, God, Walker's shortbread is so good. And so, like, I don't even think I would see. And here's the deal: I don't think I could make s'mores with Walker shortbread, not out of any kind of judgment of no, this is not right, this shall not happen, but because I don't know if I would be able to save the Walker shortbread box. Like, by the time the fire was made, the shortbread would all be gone. I would have eaten it all before we could even roast a marshmallow. Where's the shortbread? In my belly. Sorry, it's a deconstructed s'more. Now we have to roast the marshmallow to put it in my belly. Yeah, totally. So, yeah, Kenny, there you go. Vanilla Coke Pepsi. Kenny can hook you up with the Southern dialect, because seriously, as much as it's seen as like a umbrella term, the Southern accent, oh, there's no such thing as a Southern accent. There are like a trillion kinds of Southern accents, and you don't necessarily want to mix them up, because it's just like, well, someone from the way you said that one word would never say that word like that. So, yeah, you probably should get some lessons from Kenny, because Kenny's from Texas and he can give you the Texas shorthand real darn quick. Now, Kenny might not be able to tell you about the Florida Panhandle version of Southern accent, but he can definitely tell you about the Texas accent for sure. Oh, hey, C Honda, I don't know where you got that stinky cheese emote, but I like it. I might have to grab a stinky cheese emote somewhere. And let's see here. Oh, Cindy Krause. That's not what I thought you meant when you said you need to make an Oreo cheesecake. I thought you were going to make a regular cheesecake thing, but like with Oreo pieces in it. But you're telling me that you make your Oreo cheesecakes in cupcake wrappers with a Oreo at the bottom and then the cheesecake? Ugh, yum. Okay. Oh, okay, so Kenny, she knew what they were, she just never had one before. All right, okay, I will accept that story. I will accept that story. So, let's see here. It looks like we've got someone, we've got Tress Sharp Burner, cookie dough, or deal dough. I don't think we are talking about deal doughs. We are talking more about cookies, and graham crackers, and how to make s'mores. Oh, yes. So let's see here. Poppy Shaney. Hey, Poppy Shaney. Good to see you. So you stopped in a long line at In-N-Out drive-thru in SoCal. Yum-y. I would love it if you could get me the double blue sponge. Oh, no, wait. Wrong place. Oh, In-N-Out, dude. You know, seriously, there is not a lot that California has to offer that I'm like, yeah, it should come up here to Washington. I want more of California stuff in Washington, because there's already a lot of California stuff in Washington. But you know what I want from California up in Washington? You know. You already know. Give me that In-N-Out burger. Animal style fries. I could live on animal style fries. So wait, Patrick, Southern accent word, mayonnaise? Mayonnaise, a lot two F people here tonight. I don't know what you mean by that, but I'm sure if I heard you say it, it would be funny as fork. That's right, funny as fork. Oh, see, Honda, the stinky cheese is in the global category. Everyone has it. Oh, awesome. I'm going to have to start using it more frequently then to bring it higher on my list so I can use that, because that's a good emote. See, this is the example, right? All right. So that is a great emote. And then you go and look at my emotes and you're like, oh, yeah, the person who made that great emote, that person knew what they were doing. And then this person who made this emote, it's not a great emote. It's just an emote. Yeah, they didn't know what they were doing. And that would be mine. Yes. Unconfident Uncle, first time chat from viewer. I have a great voice for ready. I am assuming you mean radio. Crisp and clear. Thank you so much. I don't know if radio is an industry that would take me, but I would love to hop on into something like that because, you know, it's way better than managing a tax office, which is what I do in my real life. Yeah, but thank you so much for coming in, Unconfident Uncle. We are going to be wrapping it up here in just a minute, actually, but you have, it looked like, join the Statterbox crew, if for nothing else, just a couple minutes. And here at Chatter with Statter, we talk about anything and everything, as long as it's not too cynical, not too political, and not too, I don't remember what the other one was. So let's just say controversial. And yeah, we try to spread aloha. And yeah, we end up usually talking about food, even though that's not what we intend to talk about. But here we are wrapping the show up, talking about animal style fries and In-N-Out burger. That is right. Yeah. So let's see. Looks as though Poppy Shady, no way. So funny. When I said animal fries, you were actually ordering animal style fries. That's because this is the best kind of fries in the world, right? Oh no, Picola T, I have not heard this. You've mentioned before, I don't think you have, and if you did, it went over my head, how you snuck avocado slices into your In-N-Out burger to make it to the next level. I am not really a fan of avocado, but avocado on chicken sandwiches or on hamburgers is actually pretty tasty. And considering how California-oriented In-N-Out burger is, I'm kind of surprised they don't have that as an option. I know that their menu is like super stripped down, so I guess it makes sense. But on the other hand, I mean, come on, avocados, California, do I need to explain myself? Do I even need to explain myself? Poppy Shaney, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Patrick. You are just so generous with the subs. And yeah, Rick, thank you so much for welcoming in Unconfident Uncle. We definitely are a group of folks who love to have more opinions and more people coming in to chatter about whatever it is we're chatting about. Topics that we have covered today, cheese on apple pie, and then tater tots for a quiche crust, and then kung fu movies. Let's see. I can't even think of everything that we've talked about today, but, you know, the chatter scatters. So if you don't like what we're talking about right now, just give it a minute. The subject's going to change. But on that note, it is 6:32, which means we're 2 minutes over time. That's 2 minutes that we could have been over at PhotoLuke Hawaii on YouTube. So if you guys are going to hang out longer on the whole streaming scene, I encourage you to head on over to YouTube for PhotoLuke Hawaii. He's got a live stream for the next 30 minutes. And I want to thank you so much for hanging out here tonight on Chatter with Statter. It is Wednesday night tonight, and on next time Chatter with Statter, we'll see you on Thursday, 5 p.m. West Coast time, 3 p.m. Hawaii time, 8 p.m. on that East Coast time, and before that, we're going to have we're going to have Statterbox at the cinema, and I'm 97% sure it's going to be Scrooged this weekend. So Saturday, Twitch, 6 p.m. West Coast time, Scrooged. And that will be one of our holiday movies. We've got one more holiday movie slot to fill, and then we've got the actual movie for Christmas, which will be The Ref. All right. Excellent, you guys. Thanks so much for hanging out, and maybe I will see you on a manual raid over at PhotoLuke Hawaii. Until then, have a good one.